The number 22 has always really meant something to me. There's always been some kind of synchronistic alignment that I didn't really understand. And I remember back when I was a kid, I started just finding that that number just drew my attention, right? I ended up being number 22 as I started playing sports. And then I ended up getting married on May the 22nd. And then later on in life, it turned out that both of my children ended up using 22 for all kinds of numbers. And it wasn't any kind of like purposeful decision that they'd made to follow in my footsteps or anything. Of course, the year 2022 was a big year for me. And last year, the year that I turned 44, was another huge year for me. Big, massive changes. My daughter graduated from high school in 2022. I don't know, it was the beginning of the end. Of course, 2022 was a huge year for all of us. That was certainly a time that I started to awaken as well. So I spent a lot of the day focused on what I'm looking to rebirth in my life. What are the things that are most important to me? And with the full moon coming up on 2/24, that means over the next 2 days, I have the opportunity to rebirth and to let go. And as a woman who is actually going through that particular process right now, physically, in a true physical manifestation, I thought, gosh, this is a really big, like, what do you want to call it? Maybe a regeneration. That's what I like to teach about here on the farm. One of the suggestions that was given to me was that I do 22 points of gratitude as intentional rebirths of what I desire for my life. And that I hold those points of gratitude in such a space of reverence. This is what came out of me. Number 1, smell. I had just been eating an orange, and I also was thinking about how when I go out to the garden and I dig in the dirt, I'm always so interested in how the soil smells. The way it smells really gives me that hit of dopamine, if you will, that glow in my heart that just makes me feel good. Contemplation. I'm so contemplative. I spend so much time with my hands in the dirt that I spend a lot of time in my mind contemplating all different types of ideas and questions. And even a concept like this, like how did 22 become so important to me in this lifetime, and what does it mean to me? Independent adult children, which means I'm a 45-year-old woman with an empty nest. It means I have the freedom to go on to a new phase of life, while my adult, amazing children, independent in their own rights, can live their own lives too. Time. Time is a gift from God. And this last year, I have learned that time is my best friend. That when I needed time to speed up because the grief was so much in my heart, that I could hardly make it another minute. I couldn't stand it any longer. Time sped up for me. She moved so fast. But when I needed time to slow down because I had work in the gardens to do and I needed a few more days to get things ready for the freeze, time was my best friend. Time helped me through those things. My parents. I get up every day and have coffee with my neighbors, my parents. That is some extreme wealth that I have, my parents, so close, and the time to spend with them. My age. I'm 45 years old. What a fantastic age to be. I have so much wisdom, but I'm also so young. I am wise. I remember when my daughter was just barely a newborn, she was young and I was having a lot of health problems, that I read the Bible and I prayed for wisdom. And I said, help me be wise. Help me be a wise woman. Teach me wisdom. My body is young. I can't tell you the number of people on a daily basis that tell me, there is no way you have adult children. You look like you're like 35. My body and my personality is physically 10 years younger than I am. My life. And I can honestly tell you that this is the first time in all of my life that I have been grateful for life itself. I'm so grateful for my life. I wake up each morning and I think, oh my God, I still have life to live. How fortunate am I? Challenging experiences. I would have never got the wisdom. I would have never learned how valuable time is. I would have never learned how valuable the time is that I have with my parents, my age, my independent children. I would have never learned what I learned today had I not understood that challenging experiences are what bring all of those things to me. Grace. Grace gives me the ability to observe what's going on inside my mind and the world around me without judgment. It's not mine to judge, and that is grace. I am forgiven. I am brilliance. My style, my inspiring personality, my excitement, my jubilee, my joy, everything about the Sagittarius in me is brilliant. The net I am. I cast a net, and I learned about the mycelium in the soil, and I learned about the Holy Spirit and the interconnectedness. And when I began to understand the net that I am, every single thing changed, because I began to understand there was no disconnect. And I began to understand that what I was seeing in the mirror was myself. I am loved. When you discover that you are loved, all of the loving things you've ever done come flooding out. And in that net, they spread so wide that everything around you changes. I am that I am. I am so grateful that I am. I am resilient. My ego has helped me survive. I will never kill my ego, because my ego has helped me get here to where I am today through all of the challenging experiences I've had in this lifetime. I am resilient. I am aware. I stayed blindfolded for such a long time. I stayed numb for such a long time. I was unaware of the simple sound of a bird, or the insect, or the person over there in need. I am courageous. I've been courageous since the day I was born. I've been courageous since I ran the fields all by myself in the dark with my bare feet. I am courage. Space. Space to heal. Space to think. Space to explore. Space to expand. And to make changes. And to make art. And to make brilliance. And to make babies. Space. The vision that I discovered at this stage of my life. That I was being told I had vision that I didn't even understood I had. And now I understand what that means. I sit on a horse. I see the horizon. I zoom way out. And I can see things, and could always see things long before I ever understood what I was seeing. I'm grateful that I have vision. And I'm grateful for the voice that was given to me before I even knew what I was doing with the voice. I'm grateful for the forgiveness and the grace and the wisdom that was given to me even before I understood how to use that voice. And that I was given forgiveness and grace and understanding and wisdom to hone that voice, to connect it with the net, and to step away and understand that my loving voice required my understanding of my love for myself and my love of the interconnectedness that we all are. I am that I am, and I am so grateful to be here on this day, creating, regenerating, rebirthing, and learning that it is okay to let go of all the pain and all the trauma and all the triggers and all the wounding that do not make me who I am.